To celebrate 15,000 subscribers, I wanted to do something big for you all, but I never expected it to be this. I got in touch with Nova's uncle, also known as the famous Uncle Drew, and the interview we had, as well as the story of how it started, is unbelievable. Firstly, a relatively new/unknown Nova troll got in contact with me through Discord, and his name is, and I'm not kidding, Neil Dinky. I'm unsure if this troll is a single person or represents a group, and with a name like that, I don't even know what to think. For the sake of protecting the privacy of Uncle Drew, I can't share any of the messages with you all, but what I will tell you is that Neil Dinky got me in contact with him, which is when I set up the interview. Before I start, I want to quickly go over the history between Nova and his uncle, which, if you don't know, is more intense than medieval China. Nova seems to have a deep hatred for his uncle, and I'll try to explain all of it for the sake of context. The reasons behind this will be revealed during the interview, but for now, all you have to know is that Nova doesn't like him. He credits this hatred towards his uncle to his extreme quote-unquote all-phobia. If you're confused, don't worry, so was I. All-phobia is a term coined by Nova. It's not in the dictionary, or the Urban Dictionary, or literally anywhere. It's supposed to mean someone who's extremely discriminatory towards a bunch of groups of people, basically every ism and ist and phobe under the sun. And just to get into specifics, Uncle Drew has been accused of racism, homophobia, and transphobia. Not only did Nova accuse Uncle Drew of being bigoted, Tofia did as well. During their beef, Tofia somehow got a hold of Uncle Drew's Facebook posts, which contained some alleged racist content, among others.
You didn't drag anyone. You should be dragging your uncle who's racist and also transphobic, because I remember the post that your uncle posted during that I found out during Black History Month, where he said, if people are offended by this, which was the Confederate flag, then I'm offended by this, which was a picture of a bunch of young black men standing together with their pants sagging and saying that he's offended by that. And it was a very racist post. And then come to find out, somebody in the Discord said that your uncle is also transphobic.
Now, this isn't the only reason Nova hates his uncle. Besides the quote-unquote all-phobia and the aforementioned reason, which we will go over in the interview, Nova also has countless arguments with his uncle over many different things, mainly over Nova's laziness. These arguments have generated countless entertainment, as Nova acts like a child every single time one of these arguments occurs, and for some reason, he likes to show everyone these fits of rage during his live streams, and sometimes he even records it and posts it on TikTok, instead of just shutting the camera off. These arguments mostly stem from Uncle Drew's rants, according to Nova. Here are a few videos of what I mean.
She's so bad. I literally chose this music because of my attitude. All it did was enhance my feelings of sadness. So if y'all don't know, if you've seen the Discord, you'll know what happened with me and my uncle again. We got into another argument. And it was for a bullshit reason too. I forgot plans that we had made for Friday and I had scheduled something else. And then he got angry at me. Because I forgot. I really need a therapist. Yeah. I have a feeling that they're gonna prescribe me medication or something. I don't really care. At this point, anything helps. Normally with these, I cool down real quick and it's over. At this point, I'm just starting to not give a fuck about anything. I am under a trust no one policy. I don't trust anyone. Not even family. I don't give a fuck anymore. It's my uncle. That's all you need to know. There. You happy now? Will it be okay though? I may not like my uncle, but he's family. God damn it! I'm still my f***ing uncle! I missed what my f***ing uncle said, and then he went on for a full-on f***ing rant! I'm f***ing done! Okay, you little... yes, I said that! Mother... I'm so mother mad!
Now it's time to get into the interview. Keep in mind that Uncle Drew was hospitalized and medicated during this interview, which is the reason he declined to call. But don't worry, I cross-checked and this is the Uncle Drew, as this was the phone number connected to his full name and address, which I obviously won't share. The conversation began with me asking permission to document the interview and him agreeing. Since it was a text conversation, due to Uncle Drew being hospitalized, I will be using an AI voice for him and narrating my own messages. And before I start, I want to ask you all to please don't harass Nova's family. They are completely innocent in this case, despite what some of you may believe, so please avoid contacting them. And without further ado, let's begin the interview. Thank you. Firstly, what was Gabriel like when he was younger? Did he show signs of the temperament he currently has?
No, he was a sheltered only child, growing up afraid of everything.
What did the relationship between you two when he was younger look like?
Good. I'm the only one to spend time with him, learning to fish, working on cars. Grandma got him gardening. His mother and father got him into the computer, as a way to babysit him, so they didn't have to.
Would you say he grew up on the internet?
Yes, take away his access, and he has classic withdrawal fits, screaming, just going off like any spoiled single kid.
Has he shown any interest in girls from what you've seen?
Some of us teased him wanting to know when he was going to get a girlfriend. He's awkward, shy, afraid of his own shadow. It's TikTok that's told him who he can be and do what he wants. There is no right or wrong, only what TikTok tells him. His own words.
When did the arguments between you two start?
When I found out he was lying to me, and I called him on it, 2.5 years ago.
What was he lying to you about?
That's a private matter.
I understand. Did that original argument spiral your relationship downwards?
There was no argument there, it was him crossing a line. I put him on the spot over it, and it eventually led to me turning my back on him. It was his going on TikTok saying false things and acting like a pervert. That was the final straw.
I get it. So you have people who watch Nova's TikToks and tell you about them?
Yes, his name is Gabriel. There is no Nova.
I apologize. I know Gabriel is Nova due to him going by that name online. Have you watched his TikToks yourself?
They have been forwarded to me.
What are your thoughts on them?
He needs to be under a doctor's care.
How so?
Because he has issues, obviously. And if Hayes being a perv online, how long before he eventually acts on it?
Do you believe he'd act on those urges you think he has?
Eventually, he's already been kicked out of the church and cost my sister her position because of his inappropriate questions and his TikTok videos.
Really? Do you mind telling me more about the situation?
That's it in a nutshell.
Does she resent him for it?
I'm not a born again. I do not agree with hypocrites, and I don't like Gabriel the way he is. And honestly, if I ever caught anyone harming a child, I would hard press to not put a blank in someone for such crimes. I've made it clear to his TikTok friends threatening me I'm always armed, and Gabriel knows this. As far as my sisters go, they have nothing to do with him. His friends have threatened them. Big mistake.
Really? Gabriel's friends are harassing your family?
Yes. I was texted today, me cutting this off. I'm done.
I understand. Thank you for your time.
I'm in the hospital and have been medicated, and it's never a good thing talking to anyone under the influence. Personally, I'd cut him off and ban him from being on TikTok.
I understand. Thank you. The interview concluded here, and it gave me a lot of insight into Nova's life and upbringing. It also lets us take a peek into the effects Nova has had on his family through his online presence. Like Uncle Drew says, Nova even got his sister fired from her job due to his quote inappropriate questions and TikTok videos. Also, Uncle Drew revealed that Nova is an only child, which is contrary to Nova himself, who claims he has a brother.
Trying my brother's usual Panda Express order. Our orders are actually very similar. Like brother, so much in common. So, my brother normally gets half chow mein, half fried rice.
I talked to some people in the French Onion Soup Squad, an infamous Nova trolling group, and it was revealed to me that his quote-unquote brother seems to be some weird online Discord family roleplay thing, probably related to Nova's age regression. Secondly, this interview also brings up a lot more questions than it answers, mainly on the argument that Uncle Drew mentioned. What is it about? He claimed it was 2.5 years ago, which would be roughly around the middle of 2022, and I actually might have an idea of what it could be. If you don't know, it was around this time in 2022 where Nova tried to quote-unquote yeet himself. Basically, he attempted, or quote-unquote attempted. The alleged attempt was literally him squeezing his wrist really hard. I'm not even joking. Liquid Nova himself told me this, so keep in mind whenever Nova references his quote-unquote attempt, he's referring to the time he squeezed his wrist really hard with his other hand. But about that, the timeline matches up with what Uncle Drew was saying, and it makes sense too. We all know Nova likes to seek attention, so would it be hard to believe that he'd run around telling everyone about this horrible thing that he tried to do in an attempt to get pity? Let's put it into a sequence of events that Uncle Drew provided for us. Nova attempted to squeeze his wrist, lied to his uncle about the severity of it. Uncle Drew called him out on it, which started an argument that led to Uncle Drew turning his back on him. This completely checks out for me, but I'd like to hear your thoughts on what it could be, so let me know down below. And also, since I have nothing to hide, I'll be showing the initial messages me and Uncle Drew had. For context, this is the number that was provided to me by quote-unquote Neil Dinky, and I'm obviously not going to show the number. I started the conversation off by asking if this was Andrew.
Who wants to know? Hello, who are you?
Hi, sorry, I hope this finds you well. I'm a content creator who's been documenting Gabriel for some time, and I'd like to ask you for an online interview about him. I'm willing to compensate you for your time as well. He never asked for compensation after this.
Okay, and what is that exactly? And why is Gabriel involved with this? Are you a psychologist or therapist of some kind? And I'm not real big on sharing any information about anyone without their consent. I have no idea who you are or what exactly you do. For all I know, he's finally pissed off the wrong person and they're hunting him down. So, provide me with what you do, what qualifications, and I'll need his consent to talk to you, if he will talk to me.
I'm not a psychological professional, I'm an internet content creator. Nothing beyond that. And I regret to inform you that Gabriel has gotten into trouble due to him talking inappropriately to multiple girls who are not exactly of age. I can provide proof of this if you do wish to go ahead and proceed with this. The interview is what I'm referring to. Gabriel will not wish for you to talk to me because he doesn't want this to spread further. I don't want to know anything about where he lives or works or anything like that. I just like to discuss experiences with him, etc. And like I said, this is something I can compensate you for. Would you be interested?
I told him his screwing around was going to get him into trouble. Are you affiliated with law enforcement or with any legal agency?
I do have connections, but I am not planning on getting him in trouble. Don't worry. I just want to talk to you. Is that okay?
My friends monitor a lot of his TikTok involvement, and some of his bad things and display of an inappropriate nature got him kicked out of the local church of hypocrites, and has driven a wedge between us, and I have not spoken to Gabriel in 2 years because he lied to me and told me he was seeking counseling for his issues, and when I found out, I lost it and cut all my ties with him. I've been in the hospital 1.5 years. I lost my entire right leg, passed 2 times, and have been ravaged by infections, and I've not heard from him. So I'll think on this. You let me know your intentions, and I'll decide whether to help you out.
I understand. This sounds really tough. I just want to solve the situation as amicably as possible. Gabriel unfortunately has a disdain for you, which is why I thought you would be someone good to talk to. Like I said, I'm not trying to get Gabriel in legal trouble. I just want to talk in order to understand his situation and see any potential reasonings and whatnot.
You said disdain for me how, if I might ask? Yeah, it pisses him off, because I call him on his crap, and he knows I've got people that tell on him to me.
He constantly complains about you online and to his friends, to the point where he's had insane freakouts.
Well, good for him. Don't know what his problem is, except that I would go out of my way to call him on his BS. That's okay, he doesn't know enough about me anymore. I will make the call to the sheriff myself, if that's what it takes.
I understand. Would you be open for a call tonight to discuss this? I'd appreciate it, and it would help us get some real leeway about Gabriel's situation.
I'm in the hospital, have been for 18 months, and I'm medicated now, and the heavier dosing later. I will get back to you.
Alright, thank you. Any time estimate?
The next day or two, I have an early morning procedure, and I'll be out of it most of tomorrow. So most likely Saturday, I'll text you and get my head clear. Thank you.
Of course. I appreciate your time. Good luck, and I'll hope you'll be alright.
27 surgeries and a lost count of minor, sometimes very painful procedures. Thank you.
This is all we have for the Uncle Drew interview, for now at least. It is really unfortunate that he did end the interview early, but as you saw, Uncle Drew is on medication and is hospitalized, so I do understand why he did it. I hope we can have another interview in the future. I have contacted him about it already, and I will keep you all updated on the progress. Thank you for watching. Please comment your thoughts on this, and have a great day.